Good evening. We are going to discuss different aspects of philosophy known as Darshan Shastra, philosophy. Philosophy. In Hindi it is called Darshan Shastra. Darshan Shastra. In Hindi it is called Darshan Shastra. Yes, Kumar, Rohit, Ajit. Okay. See, the literal meaning of the term philosophy is love of wisdom. Love of wisdom. Or sometimes we said love for knowledge. Knowledge. And the term knowledge is defined as, if it is asked what do you mean by knowledge, so knowledge is defined as true justified belief. True justified belief. It is known as knowledge. Said by Israel. True justified belief. So, philosophy means love of wisdom or love for knowledge. Knowledge means true justified belief. And if you will see the meaning of the term darshan, darshan means to see. Here to see means to see ultimate realities, to see supreme reality through conscience, through our internal eyes, through the eyes of soul in one sense you can say. Not through naked eyes. Naked eyes we see this perishable world, transitory world, this material world. This is the matter of our sense experience. So, darshan literal means to see, and here to see means to see ultimate realities. And in one sense, self-realization of ultimate reality is known as darshan, according to Indian philosophy. Self-realization of ultimate reality. This is the meaning of the term darshan. Self-realization of ultimate reality. And Western point of view, the term philosophy means love of knowledge. Love of knowledge or love of wisdom you can say. Love of wisdom. Out of 44 optional subjects available in mains, it is one of them, one very important optional paper, that is philosophy, 500 marks, 2 papers, each paper 250 marks. Philosophy. And it doesn't demand any related educational background. It demands open mind and empty mind. It is free for all. Philosophy. Empty mind and open mind. 2 things are required as a background to opt this particular optional, that is philosophy. Most of the selected students are from BTech background. In philosophy, if you will see the background of selected students, around 70% students are from BTech background. Opted philosophy, initial phase of their preparation, got success. Clear? And the term philosophy we can define in broad sense as, in philosophy we discuss basically life and universe. Life and universe means each and everything. The area of philosophy is wider than any other subject. Each and everything is each and everything is discussed in philosophy. All aspects of our life. Life and universe. What is the beginning of life and universe? And what is the end of life and universe? This is the, traditionally we can define the term philosophy as in philosophy we study beginning of life and universe and end of life and universe. What is the aim of our life? What is the beginning of our life? What is the beginning of this universe? Time to time we think regarding our life, regarding this world. Although we all live in society, but in our personal life we all are alone. In our personal life, we all are alone. So time to time, some sort of questions arises in our mind. From how this world is made, who has made this world, why this world is in this particular form, and a lot of discussion you will find in philosophy. In philosophy, always we discuss whatever thing is discussed. We always discuss that thing rationally, logically, critically, comprehensively, evaluative manner. So the approach of philosophy is rational approach, logical approach, comprehensive approach. It's a kind of reasoned inquiry, intellectual inquiry. If you are going to explain anything logically, rationally, critically, holistically, comprehensively, in an evaluative manner, critical manner, it means philosophy is there. That is basically philosophy. Explain anything from this point of view, it means philosophy is there. That's why you will find different branches of philosophy. Philosophy of science, philosophy of mathematics, philosophy of computer. The term philosophy is used in every aspect of our life. Philosophy. And after PG, MPhil, PhD, DPhil, at that time we start to find degree of philosophy. So if you are going to explain anything rationally, logically, critically, comprehensively, you can say evaluative manner, it means that philosophy is there. You have explained that one philosophically. So in philosophy we discuss, for example, God, soul, transcendental world, different kinds of things we discuss. And whenever we will discuss anything in philosophy, for example, God, we'll discuss God also rationally, logically, comprehensively, critically. In philosophy, when we'll discuss God, neither we are going to say yes nor we are going to say no. Our approach will be logical, rational, critical, you can say impartial approach, neutral approach. We will be neutral in process of when we will discuss God, soul, etc. Generally regarding God, two groups. One will start to say yes, second group will no. Second group no. Then denial of God, one place acceptance of God. Philosophy, we are very much neutral. Neither we are going to say yes nor we are going to say no. We are just going to examine both these views. Those who are saying yes, are they able to prove existence of God undoubtedly? Or no, we will examine their views also. Those who are saying no regarding God, are they able to disprove existence of God? So our approach will be very much neutral, logical, rational, comprehensive, holistic, constructive approach in one sense you can say. Evaluative manner, what ought to be. Ethics is also accepted as a part of philosophy. Logic is also accepted as part of philosophy. Must be aware. And for opting this particular optional, two things are required. Empty mind and open mind. Open-mindedness is the most important thing to opt philosophy. Philosophy of religion is also there. This is the part of our syllabus: philosophy of religion, social political philosophy, Indian philosophy and Western philosophy. Clear? If we see philosophy, three important branch you can say, principal branches. First one is theory of knowledge. Second one is theory of reality. And third one you can say theory of morality. Theory of knowledge is known as epistemology. The technical term is used, epistemology. Here we discuss different aspects regarding knowledge. How we find knowledge, source of knowledge, types of knowledge, limitations of knowledge, validity of knowledge, erroneous knowledge. So different aspects regarding knowledge we discuss here in a theory of knowledge. In Hindi it is called Gyan Mimamsa. Source of knowledge, types of knowledge, limitations of knowledge, extent of knowledge, how validity of our knowledge is decided. So if discussion is going on regarding knowledge, it means you are in epistemology or theory of knowledge. And theory of reality it is called metaphysics. In metaphysics, theory of reality. Metaphysics. Here we discuss different aspects regarding reality. One reality, two types of realities, many realities. That reality is material in nature, material reality, spiritual reality, etc. Material, spiritual, etc. So if discussion in metaphysics, we discuss regarding realities. Different philosophers have propounded different kinds of theories regarding reality. One group has said there exists only one reality. Some have accepted two types of realities. Some have accepted many realities. One group has said material reality is ultimate reality. Some have accepted spiritual reality as ultimate reality. This is the matter of debate. And we'll discuss different theories regarding realities. And in philosophy, in first paper, either we have to study theory of knowledge or we have to study theory of realities. And third one is theory of morality. This one is discussed in ethics. In ethics. That is prescribed paper number 4th GS. Ethics, integrity and aptitude. Ethics. In ethics we discuss voluntary actions of social human beings. Voluntary actions of social human beings. And when we discuss in ethics voluntary actions, intentional actions, voluntary actions of social human beings, we decide which action is right and which action is wrong. Right means ought to do, wrong means not ought to do, not ought to do. This one is the part of ethics. Ought to do, not ought to do. What is right and what is wrong. क्या उचित है, क्या अनुचित है. So in ethics we discuss, primarily we discuss, basically we discuss voluntary actions, deeds of social human beings. You can say conduct of social human beings, conduct of social human beings. Which conduct is right, which conduct is wrong. What ought to do, what not ought to do. And when we discuss right and wrong, we also discuss determinants. Determinants means, this term is prescribed in topic number 4, GS paper 4th. Determinants means ground to decide a rightness and wrongness of an action. For example, law is a kind of determinant. On the basis of law, we decide which action is right, which action is wrong. Even a result is also accepted as a kind of determinant. On the basis of result, sometimes a rightness and wrongness of an action is decided. Conscience is also accepted. Conscience, antaratma. What is permitted by our antaratma, that is right. What is prohibited by our antaratma, that is wrong. Right and wrong. Gandhi has accepted conscience as a determinant of morality. What is permitted by conscience, that is antaratma, that is right. Yes, in our topic number 7, one topic is prescribed, ethics. In ethics paper, if you will see, overall 8 topics are there in GS ethics paper. Law, rules, regulations and conscience as a source of moral guidance. As a source of moral guidance. So law is accepted as a source to guide which action is right, which action is wrong. Even rule is accepted. Even regulation, law, rule and regulation. These terms are prescribed in our syllabus in GS paper 4th, ethics paper. Law, rules, regulation, conscience as source of ethical guidance. So law, rule and regulation, these are external source of ethical guidance, and conscience is accepted as internal source of ethical guidance. Internal source. Conscience, it's a kind of internal moral faculty that guides us which action is right and which action is wrong. And otherwise, law, rules, regulations, these are source of ethical guidance. It is accepted. These are external source of ethical guidance, conscience internal, and all such kind of things we will discuss. That's the part of ethics. Ethics is generally not prescribed in philosophy according to our syllabus. Although some places we will go through ethics also. Ethics of Charvaka, ethics of Jainism, ethics of Buddhism. This year, one direct question, 10 marks question in UPSC ethics paper, GS ethics paper, contribution of Bhagwan Buddha, 10 marks. Bhagwan Buddha. In which sense Buddha is relevant? What's the contribution of Bhagwan Buddha? Clear? This year in GS ethics paper. And it's very, and if you are going to write at least 10 contribution, 10 marks, 10 contribution, 7, 8 out of 10 possible to find 7, 8 marks. 7 or 8 possible. So you have to write different points, different ways contribution. So this one is not prescribed outrightly in our syllabus. Overall, we have to give a special emphasis on theory of knowledge and theory of reality. Overall in first paper, GS first paper. Theory of knowledge, GS first paper, a philosophy first paper where we have to study Western philosophy and Indian philosophy. So in Indian philosophy and Western philosophy, basically we have to study theory of knowledge. In theory of knowledge, we have to study source of knowledge, types of knowledge, extent or limitations of knowledge, validity of knowledge, or you can say erroneous knowledge, how we find erroneous knowledge, etc. So in theory of knowledge, basically we will discuss such kind of things. And in theory of reality, that is known as metaphysics, we'll discuss one reality, number and nature of realities. Number and nature of realities. One reality that is known as, those who've accepted one reality, that is known as monism. Two types of realities, dualism. Many realities, pluralism. Material reality as ultimate reality, materialism. Spiritual reality, conscious reality as ultimate reality, known as spiritualism. So materialism, spiritualism, monism, dualism, pluralism, these are basically metaphysical theories. Monism is a kind of metaphysical theory according to which only one ultimate reality exists behind the origin of life and universe. Dualism, two types. And in both places you will find, in Indian philosophy, both places mean Indian as well as Western. Indian philosophy, Sankhya philosophy dualism, Madhvacharya's philosophy dualism, and Western philosophy, Descartes had supported dualism. Descartes, rationalist philosopher Descartes, dualistic philosophy. Two types of realities are accepted. Sankhya philosophy, dualistic philosophy. Two types of realities. One is Prakriti, second one is Purusha. Madhvacharya also dualism. Many realities means pluralism. Pluralism. Many realities. Yes or no? For example, in Nyaya philosophy, pluralism. Western philosophy, Leibniz supported pluralism. So, in first paper of philosophy, either we have to study theory of knowledge or we have to study theory of reality. Clear? And that is ethics. In ethics, we discuss voluntary actions of social human beings. And when we'll discuss, we'll decide which action is right, which action is wrong. And even we'll discuss what's the ground to decide rightness and wrongness of an action. That is known as determinant. Different kinds of determinants is accepted. IAS type of organizations have accepted religion or religious scriptures as the ground to decide rightness and wrongness of an action. Particular scripture is accepted. If anyone is going to follow that scripture or that religion, it means ki right, otherwise wrong. Sometimes social organizations also decide which action is right or which action is wrong, time to time. Sometimes society also decide, yes or no. So there are different kinds of determinants and we have to discuss all such kind of things in GS paper 4th, ethics, integrity and aptitude. In administrative sphere, in administrative ethics, if an administrator is going to perform his duties or going to perform his actions guided by fundamental values of constitutions, for example, equality, liberty, justice, or foundational values of civil services, that is non-partisanship, impartiality, honesty, integrity, etc. It means his action is right, otherwise wrong. So, in ethics paper also we have to study determinants. What's the ground to decide rightness and wrongness of an action of an administrator? That is administrative ethics basically. Yes or no? In media ethics, we decide rightness and wrongness of an action of a media person. In media also, there are some accepted rules, norms, values. If a media person is going to perform his action guided by those accepted norms, accepted rules, accepted guidelines, his action is right, otherwise wrong. Medical ethics, if a medical person is going to act according to accepted norms, rules, regulations, values, which are accepted in that medical field, then his action will be right, otherwise wrong. So, ethics is related to all aspects of our life. Animal ethics, environmental ethics, media ethics, different aspects of our life. We can use the term ethics. This year also first question was related to that. Ethics, importance of ethics is that it provides knowledge which action is right and which action is wrong. What ought to do and what not ought to do. How it is possible to maintain harmony between individual interest and public interest. Through ethics, it is possible to maintain harmony. It guides us how possible to maintain harmony. Harmony between individual interest and public interest. How good human life is possible. Through ethics, it is possible. Except if you will go through different subjects, you will find only knowledge, mere knowledge. If you will go through history, you will find some sort of knowledge. But you will never find any guideline to what ought to do and not ought to do. Only ethics provides such kind of discriminative knowledge. What ought to do and not ought to do. And that's why ethics is useful for our life. A number of occasions we perform actions, wrong actions, due to absence of knowledge, due to absence of discriminative knowledge, Due to ignorance, sometimes we perform wrong deeds. Due to ignorance, ethics provides us ki which action is right, which action is wrong, what ought to do, what not ought to do. केवल ethics ही ये knowledge देता है. Since only in ethics we will use the term ought. The term ought is used in ethics only. You will never find the term ought in history or geography or any physics, chemistry, biology. Never you will find the term ought. Ought means क्या करना चाहिए. Only in ethics you will find the term. Always in other places, always is. It's also a kind of debate, is or debate. Ought is used in philosophy. In science, always you will find the term is. Factual description. In philosophy, since ethics is a branch of philosophy, evaluative discussion you will find. Evaluative inquiry you will find. See, ethics is related to all aspects of our life. Environmental ethics, space ethics, everywhere ethics. And ethics means, ethics will be, for example, animal ethics when we will discuss, for example. So we will discuss what kind of action is required in this particular context animal. We will not discuss deeds of animals, you must be aware. Animal ethics will not discuss which action of an animal is right and which action is wrong. No. We will discuss deeds of human beings regarding animals. हमें उनके साथ कैसा बिहेव करना चाहिए. क्रूरल्टी नहीं होनी चाहिए. Yes or no. Environmental ethics, deeds regarding surrounding aspects, you can say. Clear? So always deeds of human beings you must be aware and correlate with different aspects. Medical ethics, deeds of human beings in medical sphere. So medical ethics, in the same way, everywhere you will write in such a manner. Administrative ethics, deeds of administrators, which action of an administrator is right, which action is wrong, what ought to do, not ought to do, why ought to do, why not ought to do, we will discuss in administrative ethics. Application of ethics in administration, in one sense you can say. Clear? That's the part of ethics you must be aware. That is not outright, although few places we have to study ethics, even in philosophy. For example, Jaina philosophy, Buddhist philosophy, even we'll discuss ethics, Charvaka philosophy. But overall, in first paper, either we have to study theory of knowledge or theory of reality. That is known as metaphysics. First one is known as epistemology. How we find knowledge. For example, traditionally in philosophy we discuss life and universe. So first one is that what is the fundamental reality behind life and universe? Fundamental reality. So one group has said one reality behind the origin of life and universe. Second group has said two types of reality behind life and universe. Third group has said many realities exist behind the origin of life and universe. Second debate is, first debate is regarding number. Second debate is what's the nature. So one group has said through material reality each and everything is made. In the very beginning only material reality was there, and by and by even life, here even life is accepted as byproduct of material element. So in materialism such kind of things are accepted. One group has accepted material reality as ultimate reality. Second group has said spiritual reality as ultimate reality. Third group has accepted both. Material and spiritual both accepted as ultimate reality. And this one is what is the fundamental reality behind origin of life and universe. And second one is that how we know those realities, how we know. So if you are going to discuss regarding fundamental realities, it means you are in metaphysics. And second thing, how we know those realities, it means you are in theory of knowledge. And what ought to do and not ought to do in our life, that is ethics. This year also, one very first question in ethics, paper 4th, GS paper 4th ethics, use of ethics and values in our life. Question was related to that. So, and second one is what's the aim? What's the aim of our life? Earlier it was accepted as heaven is the aim of our life, later on liberation, and finally accepted human welfare. Human welfare is accepted, Manav Kalyan is accepted as the highest aim of our life. Earlier, heaven was accepted as in different religions, heaven accepted. Liberation is accepted as highest aim of our life in Indian philosophical systems. Except Charvaka, everywhere, liberation, not material element. Liberation is accepted as the highest spiritual aim of our life. Highest aim of our life, that is liberation. And contemporary Indian moral thinkers, for example, Gandhi, Tagore, Vivekananda, Radhakrishnan, Aurobindo Ghosh, they have accepted human welfare as the highest aim of our life. Gandhian contribution, right? In place of heaven or liberation, accepted human welfare as the highest aim of our life. And this line, you can write this line even regarding Vivekananda. Vivekananda has accepted human welfare in place of heaven or liberation as the highest aim of our life. That's why they spend their whole life for the welfare of all. Human welfare as the highest aim. That is accepted by contemporary Indian moral thinker. Contemporary Indian moral thinker. Clear? And in philosophy, always we will discuss, if anything, if you are going to discuss in philosophy, you will discuss rationally, logically, comprehensively, holistically, you can say, critically, neutral manner. Your approach will be very much neutral, critical approach, evaluative approach. That's the approach of philosophy. So life and universe is the subject matter of philosophy. पूरा विश्व और जीवन ये हम लोग पढ़ते हैं फिलॉसफी में. मतलब कुछ भी छूटा नहीं है फिलॉसफी में. And you must be aware, even logic is also the part of philosophy. That is not prescribed in our syllabus. In CSET paper, we have to study analytical reasoning. So at that place, you will find the use of logic. And if you have good command on logic, it will become very easy to solve questions of comprehension. Taking help of logic, you can tackle that difficult part, that is comprehension, in CSET paper. Logic is required. Taking help of logic, it will become very easy to tackle questions regarding comprehensions. So now, in philosophy, we discuss life and universe. So there are different aspects of our life: social life, political life, religious life. We all have different aspects of our life. Social life, generally we discuss gender equality, caste discrimination, gender discrimination, equality, liberty, social justice, etc. These are the part of even development, progress, violence. In political sphere, we discuss forms of government, multiculturalism even in socialism, in social aspects also, multiculturalism, secularism, etc., humanism. So there are different aspects of our life. When we discuss social aspect of our life, social aspect means such kind of things, logically, rationally, critically, holistically, comprehensively, that is known as social philosophy. Social philosophy means, that's the second paper, social and political philosophy, first part, and second part, philosophy of religion. When we discuss different aspects of our social life, rationally, logically, critically, in an evaluative manner, that is known as social philosophy. And when different aspects of our political life, different aspects means such kind of things, forms of government and some other things. When we discuss different aspects of our political life, logically, rationally, critically, comprehensively, in an evaluative manner, that is known as political philosophy. Political philosophy. Different aspects of political life is explained philosophically, known as political philosophy. And when we discuss different aspects of religious life means God, soul, liberation, rebirth, prayer, religion, soul, immortality. When we discuss different aspects of religious life, logically, rationally, critically, then it is known as philosophy of religion. So, philosophy has two papers. In philosophy first paper, we have to study Indian philosophy and Western philosophy. In Indian philosophy and Western philosophy, primarily we have to study theory of knowledge and theory of reality. First paper overall. And second paper, philosophy second paper, first part is social and political philosophy and second part is philosophy of religion. So social and political philosophy means when we discuss different aspect of our social and political life, means you can write all those 10 topics here: equality, liberty, justice, individual and state, forms of government, gender discrimination, caste discrimination, etc. Logically, rationally, critically, evaluative manner, known as social and political philosophy. You can separate it also. And when we discuss different aspect of our religious life, logically, rationally, critically, known as philosophy of religion. So at least syllabus should be clear. See here. In first paper, history, if you will see, first part from topic number 1 to 10, 1 to 11. See, this one is Western philosophy, Plato and Aristotle, rationalism, empiricism, etc., Kant. So 1 to 11, topic number 11, quant and extortion. This is the first part of first paper. This is Western philosophy. And from topic number 12 to 20, total 9 topics. Last one is Aurobindo. So first paper, Indian philosophy and Western philosophy. Overall 20 topics are prescribed. Out of 20 topics, first 11 topics are related to Western philosophy. Remaining 9 topics, topic number 12 to 20, belong to Indian philosophy. Charvaka to Sri Aurobindo. And if you will see the second paper, first part is social political philosophy. That's the first part, social political philosophy. 10 topics are prescribed in social and political philosophy. And this part is very, very useful for GS paper as well as ethics paper. These 10 topics, philosophy is very, very useful for GS paper, for ethics paper and even GS paper, especially GS paper 4th. And see how. All such kind of topics we have to study in GS. Equality, justice, liberty, rights, duties and accountability, theocracy, democracy, monarchy, anarchism, Marxism and socialism, humanism, secularism, multiculturalism, corruption, mass violence, genocide, capital punishment, development and social progress, female foeticide, land and property rights, empowerment, caste discrimination and gender discrimination. So all these topics are directly or indirectly prescribed in GS. So in this sense, it can be useful even for GS also. And see, if imagine here you are going to discuss caste discrimination, Gandhi and Ambedkar. So we'll discuss Gandhi and Ambedkar logically, rationally, holistically, critically, comparative manner. So here you will collect best content. Here you will find. Since you are going to discuss Gandhi also in a comprehensive manner, logically, rationally, critically also. And for the last few years, Gandhi, almost every year, some sort of question, even either ethics or essay paper. Even first GS, first paper also. Last year, one question was asked, contribution of Gandhi. Clear? And second part of paper 2, that is philosophy of religion. Philosophical interpretation of religion is called philosophy of religion. Philosophical interpretation. Philosophical interpretation means a rational interpretation, logical interpretation, holistic interpretation, comprehensive interpretation, critical interpretation. If you are going to explain anything logically, holistically, critically, philosophy is there. It means philosophy is there. And what's are the different aspects of our religious life? God, evil, immortality of soul, rebirth, religion, revelation, faith, nature and object, religion without God. And see, this particular topic, religion and morality, is very, very useful for ethics paper. Religion and morality. A lot of debate, what do you mean by morality and what kind of relation exists between religion and morality. Two important groups. One had supported secular morality and second group had supported religious morality. Secular morality versus religious morality. And this one will be useful for ethics paper. After that, religious pluralism and problem of absolute truth and nature of religious language. So overall, you must be aware, in philosophy, 2 papers, each one has 250 marks. First paper we have to study, first of all, Western philosophy, topic number 1 to 11, Western philosophy, Indian philosophy, topic number 12 to 20. 2 parts, each paper has 2 parts. First part, Western philosophy, first 11 topics, Indian philosophy 12 to 20. And second paper, again 2 parts. First part is social, political philosophy, social and political philosophy, and second part, philosophy of religion. This part also has 10 topics and here also 10 topics. To total 40 topics are prescribed in philosophy. Syllabus is quite short if you will compare to any other subject. And that's why almost every year you will find, in the very first attempt, you will find selected students in philosophy. Not only in Hindi, even in English also. Both places. So overall 40 topics are prescribed and these 10 topics are very, very useful for GS paper and ethics paper. GS paper and essay paper. Philosophy will help you a lot in essay paper. Almost every year they are asking philosophical and ethical essay. So it will help you a lot. Clear? So in philosophy, there is 500 marks and I think around 90 days will be sufficient to tackle this part, philosophy. 90 days will be sufficient. And first paper, Western philosophy, Indian philosophy. And Western philosophy, Indian philosophy, primarily we have to study knowledge and reality. Theory of knowledge, theory of reality. Primarily. Few places even ethics also. And here social political philosophy, all topics are relevant from the point of view of GS and essay paper. And here different aspect of our religious life, 10 topics, God, soul, etc. It should be clear, I think. Clear? Bolo, is it clear? Now see few more important aspects. For example, when we discuss theory of knowledge, for example, first paper, primarily we have to study this theory of knowledge. So first important aspect of theory of knowledge is source of knowledge. What is the source of knowledge? Means of knowledge. So source of knowledge is discussed in both places, Western philosophy as well as Indian philosophy. If you will see Western philosophy, two important groups. In Western tradition, it is accepted that either through mathematics or through science we find knowledge. So those who were impressed by mathematics, if mathematics provides us right knowledge, they have supported reason as a source of valid knowledge, reason. And those who were impressed by natural science, they have accepted experience as a source of valid knowledge. Experience. So in Western philosophy, Western tradition, two important groups regarding source of knowledge. One has supported reason as the source of valid knowledge. They are known as rationalism. Rationalism. Rationalism is a kind of epistemological theory according to which a reason is the only source of valid knowledge. And second group is known as empiricism. This theory is known as empiricism. Empiricism means experience is the source of valid knowledge. Two important groups, a lot of debate. For example, see here. See here. See here. This one is rationalism. This one is rationalism. Rationalism, topic number 2, rationalism is there. Rationalism is there. Rationalism. Rationalism. One group is rationalism, second group is empiricism. Empiricism, experience is the only source of valid knowledge. Rationalism, reason is the only source of valid knowledge. These are the two groups. So those who accepted reason as the only source of valid knowledge, they are known as rationalism. Their theory is known as rationalism. And second one is empiricism. Experience is the only source of valid knowledge. In empiricism, you will find Locke, Berkeley and Hume. Rationalism, you can see Descartes, Spinoza and Leibniz, primarily. There are some other philosophers also. And this rationalism and empiricism was harmonized by Kant. Immanuel Kant, K-A-N-T, accepted both reason and experience as source of knowledge. A lot of debate. Topic number 2, topic number 3, topic number 4. In first paper, topic number 2, 3, 4. We will discuss source of valid knowledge, primarily. Indian philosophy, source of valid knowledge is called pramana. It's a technical term, pramana. Pramana means source of valid knowledge. That's the meaning of the term pramana. And pramana, for example, perception is a kind of pramana. Perception is a kind of pramana. It's the first pramana. Second, inference is a kind of pramana. Inference. Third, verbal testimony is accepted as a pramana. Comparison, different pramanas are there. Implication, non-apprehension, anupalabdhi is accepted as a pramana. Arthapatti accepted as a pramana. Upamana, Arthapatti and Anupalabdhi. We'll discuss all those pramanas in detail. For example, perception is a source of valid knowledge. Perception is a kind of pramana. Pramana means source of valid knowledge. If you say this one is black, your knowledge is valid and you are getting this knowledge through perception. So perception is a source of valid knowledge. A lot of discussion regarding perception in Indian philosophy. Even inference is accepted as a source of valid knowledge. Sometimes we take help of inference to find right knowledge. For example, on the basis of perceived smoke, we infer knowledge of fire. On the basis of perceived smoke, we infer knowledge of fire. Right now you are getting knowledge. I am saying something and you are getting knowledge. Right now you are taking help of verbal testimony. Verbal testimony is also a source of valid knowledge. So verbal testimony is a pramana. Pramana means source of valid knowledge. Right now you are taking help of verbal testimony. I am saying something and you are getting knowledge through words and sentences. So words and sentences are also accepted as source of valid knowledge. We'll discuss all such kind of things in detail. In the very beginning, just aware with this fact that Indian philosophy's source of valid knowledge is known as pramana. It's a technical term. Pramana. Pramana is a technical term. And almost every year you are getting one or two questions from these pramanas. Perception, inference, verbal testimony, upamana, that is known as comprehension, that is known as comparison, arthapatti, known as implication, and the last one is anupalabdhi. Arthapatti and anupalabdhi. Overall, 6 pramanas are prescribed in our syllabus. If you will go through the syllabus, then according to our syllabus. And almost every year they are asking questions from these pramanas. And in Western tradition, 2 groups, a reason. For example, if it is asked from you, 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. This one is true. And if it is said, if it is asked from you, the board is white. Board is white. It is also true. First one is 2 plus 2 is equal to 4 true. And board is white. This one is also true. How you are getting, what's the difference between these two knowledge? Yes, Shivam Saxena, okay. See here, how you know 2 plus 2 is equal to 4 is true and how you know board is white is true. Although both are true, but what's the difference between these two lines? First one is based on reason. Without taking help of any experience outside, if you use your mind, if you use your intellect, reason, you can say, yes, it is right, undoubtedly right. 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, it is right, it is true. And this one is undoubtedly true, everywhere true, necessarily true. It is certainly true, undoubtedly true, everywhere true. 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. You are not taking help of any experience. Yes or no? आप अनुभव की मदद नहीं ले रहे हो. You are not taking help of sense experience, etc. to justify this, it is 4 or not. But if it is said board is white, and if you are saying it is true, board is white is true, it is based on experience. Taking help of experience, you are taking help of your sense organs. And then you can able to say, yes, it is right. But board is white, it is not true undoubtedly, certainly, everywhere. If you are saying 2 plus 2 is equal to not 4, it is always false. So if you use the term not here, it will certainly false. But if you are using here not, it may be true also. Board is not white, it may be true in some context. Must be aware. This is the basic difference between reason and experience. A lot of debate between rationalism and empiricism. So those who have science background or mathematics background, they will find a lot of comfort in first paper. Since most of the Western philosophers are either from science background or mathematics background. So either they have opted inductive method or opted mathematical method, deductive method. In science, inductive method is used. You must be aware. And in mathematics, primarily deductive method is used. So either they have opted deductive method or inductive method. Must be aware. So those who were impressed by mathematics, they have accepted reason is the source of valid knowledge. In mathematics, in place of experience, reason plays important role. And in science, experience, always experiment and observation. So those philosophers who were impressed by science accepted empiricism, Locke, Berkeley and Hume, etc., etc. And here Descartes, Spinoza and Leibniz accepted rationalism, accepted reason is the only source of valid knowledge. And that's why those who have accepted rationalism, they have supported undoubtable knowledge, certain knowledge, definite knowledge. Through reason we find certain knowledge, undoubtable knowledge. And that is prescribed in our syllabus also. Philosophy, peace of mind, okay, Kumar, Anna. Yes, ultimately, since it is basically, Descartes was a great mathematician and rationalism. Who was Descartes? Descartes was a mathematician. Basically, he was a mathematician, accepted dualism, accepted rationalism. Reason is the only source of valid knowledge. Who? Descartes. Very famous statement, I think, therefore I am. Geetika Dev, okay. Clear? Well, is it clear? So, we'll discuss those things minutely, rationalism, empiricism, and even Kant also. Kant has synthesized, Kant has harmonized these two important currents, rationalism and empiricism. Kant has accepted both reason and experience as source of valid knowledge. Both are required. According to whom? Kant. So you may find questions regarding Kant also. How Kant has reconciled rationalism and empiricism. You may find questions like that. Approximate 3 months. You must be aware, 90 days around. अगर छुट्टी उट्टी मिलाओगे तो हो जाएगा 100 days. बीच में कभी कभी छुट्टी भी तो रहती है. Okay, is it clear? Theory of knowledge. Clear? So, in Indian philosophy, the term pramana is used. Pramana, source of valid knowledge. Different pramanas are discussed. Overall, 6 pramanas are prescribed in our syllabus. And in Western tradition, rationalism, empiricism, 2 important groups. And finally, reconciled by whom? Kant. Immanuel Kant, German philosopher. Great philosopher. Clear? Clear? You are free to ask any question. I will try to answer. If you have any query, you are free. You all are free to ask. If you have any doubt or any query like that, okay. Anyone? Philosophy is directly related to our life, you must be aware. And see, if you will see the overall, one important philosophy is yoga philosophy that is playing a very important role in our life. During this corona period, right now also it is going on, this one has played very important role. And it shows the excellency of Indian philosophy. After a lot of development, now we are able to recognize importance of yoga. It's a brilliant philosophy, it's a scientific philosophy. It's a highly practical philosophy. We are trying to know its real form. We are unable to reform in our traditional knowledge. We are trying to follow those yoga techniques in its original sense, in its real sense. For this, we are trying hard to perform those yogic activities as it is prescribed in our scriptures. And that's why we are taking help of different gurus, different teachers. Yes or no? So after a lot of development, now we are able to recognize one philosophy, that is yoga philosophy. In next few years, it is possible to recognize importance of Shankaracharya's excellent philosophy, brilliant philosophy. Now we are accepting the role of Jaina philosophy, Buddhist philosophy. What is said by Buddhism, it's very, very important. What is said by Jainism, it is basically relevant nowadays also. It's a highly scientific. Indian philosophy, highly scientific, highly scientific. Some places you can say beyond science, not against science. That's the problem of science, is that when they become unable to verify anything, they start to criticize. That's the problem of scientists. Few years before, even scientists were against yogic techniques, yogic practices. Right now, they themselves are performing yoga. They are taking guidance from yoga. They are following what is said by yoga philosophy. Yes or no? And that's the problem and limitation of science. In philosophy, a lot of things are discussed which are not against science, but you can say they are beyond science. Right now, science is unable to verify what is said by them. And a lot of things you will find in Shankaracharya's philosophy. Even in Buddhism, such kind of things are prescribed. Highly practical and a highly scientific philosophy. That is Buddhist philosophy. In next few years, it is possible. Right now, we have just recognized one philosophy, that is yoga philosophy. And a lot of research is going on different places all over the world. In future, it is possible what is said by Shankaracharya. It's a brilliant philosophy. It's a very, very useful for our life. Problem is that difficult to understand. That's the main problem. And sometimes when we become able to understand anything, we start to say something against that one. That's the problem. And problem is that, especially in Indian philosophy, mere reading books very difficult to understand. For example, if you read books of yoga philosophy, you can't understand what is said by them. And if you are reading yoga philosophy and you are going to practice according to that, it will become very easy to understand. Few places such kind of condition is that mere reading not sufficient to understand. Read, act according to that, you will able to understand. You will verify those things practically. You will verify those things individually. And then you will start to accept, yes, what is said by here, what is said, it's correct, perfect. Since you are going to verify those things individually. And since science always demands public verification, here individual verification, that's the problem. Is it clear? Now you are free to ask any question. Anyone? In philosophy, there is no NCERT. Yes, Geetika Dev, Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya Jivo Brahmeva Napada. This is the essence of Advaitic Vedanta philosophy, Advait philosophy. Essence of Advait Vedanta. Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya Jivo Brahmeva Napada. This Jagat is Mithya. Mithya is not identical to Asat, unreal. Mithya means Mithya. Mithya means Mithya. In Corona period, when this Corona was started, at that time we accepted Jagat is Mithya. no attachment regarding worldly objects. Just before this corona, a lot of attachment with material objects. But during corona, detachment, our approach, our attitudes regarding worldly objects change हुआ? Yes or no? Just before that, a lot of attachment, pizza, burger and different things, mall, सारा attachment खत्म हो गया. It's a kind of change of attitude, change of perspective. So mithya doesn't mean negation of world. Mithya means change of attitudes regarding this world. कोरोना में change हुआ है. Attachment कब हुआ? Again and again we will attach with. Again we have started to attach in this world. Mithya doesn't mean negation of world. When Shankaracharya said Jagat is mithya, in Jagat you can't find happiness in real sense. Happiness you have to find inside. That is said by Shankaracharya. And in next few years you may find some sort of support by Western philosophers. What would be the source material? My printed notes and class notes, Arpit Srivastava. Printed notes and class notes will be sufficient. What would be source material for preparation? Printed notes primarily and support class notes, support printed notes. Yes, Kamal Pratap. Test series, offline test series, yes. Book list not required. Or for the Indian philosophy, you may go through one particular book, that is Datta and Chatterjee. Very easy to understand. Datta and Chatterjee. Motilal Banarsi Das published it. Datta and Chatterjee. Good book. Datta and Chatterjee. Not required Vivek Kumar. Go through my printed notes and class notes, you will be able to write. See, Shivani Mishra, if you will see, Descartes is accepted as the father of modern Western philosophy. Otherwise, in one sense, Pythagoras, sometimes it is said Plato, and father of modern Western philosophy is known as, modern Western philosophy is known as Descartes. Clear? Yes, even BPSC I will cover BPSC also. Few topics are separate from UPSC. So regarding that, I will provide you material. Anyone? Any question? See, our batch is going to be start from 21st of January, 21st January, and timing will be 6:30 p.m. and batch is going to be start from Western philosophy, the so-called toughest philosophy, so-called. Western philosophy, if you will see Western philosophy, overall 11 topics are there, classified in 3 groups. First one is Greek philosophy, modern Western philosophy, and last one is contemporary Western philosophy. Greek philosophy, 2 topics. 2 topics means one is Plato and second one is Aristotle. Topic number 1, if you will see the syllabus out of 11, topic number 1, Greek philosophy, Plato and Aristotle. Topic number 2 to 5. Topic number 2 to 5, modern Western philosophy, and 6 to 11, contemporary Western philosophy. There are 11 topics prescribed in Western philosophy. First topic where we have to study Plato and Aristotle, they belong to Greek philosophy. And topic number 2 to 5, Descartes to Hegel, modern Western philosophy. And from Moore to Quine and Strawson, contemporary Western philosophy, topic number 6 to 11. Total 11 topics are there, and this will be start from. See, Thales, father of Western philosophy, Thales, must be aware, first philosopher is known as Thales, accepted water is the ultimate reality, you must be aware. First Greek philosopher is known as Thales. You can't say outrightly father of Western philosophy. It is Thales accepted as the first philosopher. Anu Kaushik accepted water is the ultimate reality. And if you will see initial development of Western philosophy, much more emphasis on metaphysics, theory of reality. One accepted water, second one accepted fire, some accepted four material elements. Philosophy was systematized by whom? By Plato. That's why these philosophers are not prescribed. Thales and Anaximander, Anaximenes, Parmenides, etc. नंदयाल यादव समझ में नहीं रहा किस कोचिंग मिले. So you have to go through those things minutely, verify those things. Try to talk with जो सफल लोग हैं उनसे बात करो. With philosophy optional, उनसे बात करोगे then it will be clear. अभी देख लेते हैं अजीत यादव लैपटॉप पे चले या ना चले. नंदलाल यादव परेशान है किससे कोचिंग ले. So best way to take admission anywhere. What's the ground to take admission? कि go through any particular topic. For example, I will start Western philosophy from Platonian philosophy, Plato, and complete one topic. And after completing topic, go through the questions paper, previous year's questions paper. I will provide you questions paper where from 1990 to 2021, 17th of January को पेपर है ऑप्शनल पेपर. So even we will able to discuss that question also. So after completing the topic, if you are able to solve previous year's questions, even probable questions also related to that particular topic, it means कि this is the sound ground to take admission. अगर टॉपिक पढ़ने के बाद सारे सवाल बन जाए, प्रीवियस ईयर्स क्वेश्चंस, इवन उनका मेंटल मैप बन जाए आंसर का, so that is the sufficient ground. नंदलाल, ठीक है. और आफ्टर कंप्लीटिंग द टॉपिक, इफ आर अनेबल टू सॉल्व द प्रीवियस ईयर्स क्वेश्चंस, अनेबल टू सॉल्व प्रोबेबल क्वेश्चंस, इसका मतलब ठीक नहीं है. दैट्स द ग्राउंड टू जज योर सेल्फ. प्रवीण कुमार शुक्ला, ओके, एंड विनीत सिंह. और डिफरेंट सेलेक्टेड स्टूडेंट्स, अगर आप फ्रॉम वेयर यू आर बोलो कौन से स्टेट से बोल रहे हो, वहाँ दो चार तो मैं ऐसे बोल दूंगा. फ्रॉम विच स्टेट यू बिलोंग. नंदलाल, विथ फिलॉसफी के साथ कई लोग सेलेक्टेड हुए हैं जो, एंड विदाउट हैविंग एनी बैकग्राउंड ऑफ फिलॉसफी. क्लियर. सो आई थिंक दैट इज द बेस्ट ग्राउंड टू जज. किसी को भी चेक कर लो कि जस्ट गो थ्रू, रिक्वेस्ट कर लो कि एक टॉपिक कंप्लीट करते हैं, एंड आफ्टर दैट गो थ्रू द क्वेश्चन पेपर. If you are able to understand the demand of the questions, able to write answer of those questions, it means कि that is good, that is sufficient. यूपी में कई लोग हैं. अभी तो यूपी में रोहित कुमार, जैसे यूपी में, अब जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल यूपी में प्रयागराज डीएम, अब प्रयागराज को ही देख लो, दैट इज वहाँ पे है, ये है भानुचंद्र गोस्वामी, 2010 बैच, सेकेंड अटेम्प्ट, माय सब्जेक्ट IAS फिलोसफी, इलाहाबाद यूनिवर्सिटी. तो रोहित कुमार यादव, तो आपके तुम जो विवेक कुमार, बिहार में तो बहुत सारे लोग हैं, यूपी में भी बहुत हैं. तो प्रयागराज डीएम भानुचंद्र गोस्वामी. और भानुचंद्र गोस्वामी की कोई डिग्री नहीं है, बहुत हैवी टाइप से, सिंपल बीए पास, बट बहुत ही कर्मठ आदमी है, जीवट वाला है वो. और सेकेंड अटेम्प्ट गॉट 33 पोजीशन, 33वां रैंक था उनको, भानुचंद्र गोस्वामी को. लगभग 10 लाइन का स्टेटमेंट मेरे फेवर में, मेरे ही फेवर में केवल लिखा हुआ होगा. स्टेटमेंट गो थ्रू करना, यूपी से हो तो। भानुचंद्र गोस्वामी, नंदलाल यादव, कई लोग हैं, भानुचंद्र गोस्वामी हैं, अखिलेश हैं, हरीशचंद्र हैं यूपी कैडर में, सरोज कुमार हैं, राइट नाउ पटना डीएम चंद्रशेखर सिंह, पटना डीएम, ये भी हैं, विनीत सिंह, यस, एसए एथिक्स फिलोसफी। और पिछले 2015 में जो बहुत चर्चित रहे अथर आमिर सफीउल खान, वो भी थे। पंकज पांडे प्रयागराज में हो तो प्रयागराज डीएम अभी भानुचंद्र गोस्वामी, प्राउड ऑफ कश्मीर, यस, अथर आमिर सफीउल खान, वो तो हमारे इथिक्स में भी, एसए में और सभ्य थे, यस। सो फ्रॉम 21st of January I will start philosophy from वेस्टर्न फिलोसफी। इससे शुरुआत करेंगे, वेस्टर्न फिलोसफी से, आप ध्यान रखना। और अगर थोड़ा भी डायलेमा हो या डाउट हो, इफ यू हैव एनी डायलेमा और डाउट लाइक दैट, सो रिक्वेस्ट कर लो, वो लोग परमिशन दे देंगे। जस्ट ट्राई टू कंप्लीट वन पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक, गो थ्रू द क्वेश्चन पेपर। अगर सारे क्वेश्चन बनते हैं, दैट्स ऑल। एंड व्हाट आई हैव सेड अर्लियर कि फिलॉसफी डिमांड्स एम्प्टी माइंड एंड ओपन माइंड। कोई प्री कंसीव्ड नोशन नहीं रखो, एकदम खुले दिमाग से पढ़ो एंड जस्ट गो थ्रू द क्वेश्चन पेपर। दैट्स द बेस्ट ग्राउंड टू जज योर सेल्फ, इवेल्युएट योर सेल्फ। क्वेश्चन बनने लगे, दैट्स ऑल, दैट्स सफिशिएंट। क्लियर? और देखो, जो लोग ऑनलाइन में हैं, जब ऑफलाइन में इफ अगर वो आना चाहेंगे तो ऑफलाइन में हम उनको परमिशन दे देंगे। उसके लिए थोड़ा उनको टर्म और कंडीशंस को फुलफिल करना होगा, अदरवाइज आई विल परमिट देम। जो ऑफलाइन में है, जब ऑनलाइन में है, और जब ऑनलाइन शुरू होगा तो, ऑफलाइन शुरू होगा तो, अभी तो ऑनलाइन ही स्कोप है, उसी पे चलेंगे हम लोग। क्लियर? एंड स्पॉन्टेनियस टेस्ट भी होता रहेगा बीच बीच में। व्हेन आई विल कंप्लीट एनी पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक, स्पॉन्टेनियस टेस्ट, आप टेस्ट लिखोगे, आई विल पर्सनली चेक दोज थिंग्स। क्लियर? क्लियर? एंड आप हमारा अभी ना 17th को, इट्स नॉट ए टफ टास्क टू फाइंड आउट मटेरियल। 17 जनवरी को पेपर है, ऑप्शनल पेपर। दैट्स वाई आई हैव डिसाइडेड टू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम 21st of January। तो 17th को हो, उसके हमारा मैटर को एक बार गो थ्रू करना, मैच करना, कितनी चीज़ें मैच हो रही हैं उससे, प्रिंटेड और क्लास नोट्स को। तो 21st से हम लोग शुरुआत करेंगे इस बैच की। दिस बैच इज एक्सक्लूसिवली इंग्लिश मीडियम बैच। हमारा 10:30 AM का जो बैच है, दैट इज गोइंग टू बी स्टार्ट फ्रॉम टुमारो 15th of January से। दैट इज बी हिंदी मीडियम बैच, एक्सक्लूसिव हिंदी मीडियम बैच, एंड 6:30 बैच एक्सक्लूसिव इंग्लिश मीडियम बैच। यू मस्ट बी अवेयर। 6:30 PM and 10:30 AM Hindi medium, 6:30. This batch is going to be start from tomorrow, 15th of January, and this one will start from 21st of January. It should be clear. Thank you.